Hi Libra, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-July 2023 love reading. Thank you to those of you who like, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is a look at the past, present, and future energies between you and the main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards as well for some additional insight, and that's where the bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot. On the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel it's a way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Four of Coins. So this could just be saying that this is a Capricorn energy here. It could just be saying that you might have put a lot of focus toward your career goals in the past, and maybe you weren't putting much energy toward the connection. But I feel like this is saying at the back of your mind, at the very least, you're probably thinking about this person quite a bit. We do see that they look like this figure in the corner looks like they're not physically in the room, right? So it could just be one of those things where as you were focusing on those goals, you might have found yourself thinking about this person, but still put these goals at the forefront of your mind at the time. Past energy on their side, we have the Tower. So this could just be saying, I could see this playing out two ways. For some of you, maybe because you were putting so much energy toward your career goals and not any toward the connection, this person might have decided to break the connection off. Or for some of you, it might have gone the other way around. Maybe this person abruptly left the connection, which might have led to you focusing more on your career to distract from the situation for the time being. But either way, it looks like they made an abrupt decision to leave in the past. Alright, present energy on your side, we have the Eight of Staves. So this is Sagittarius energy here, which is your third house communication. And when I see this particular card, especially with all those birds, makes me think of communication. So for some of you might actually be reestablishing communication with this person in the present. Could even be some passionate communication as well. But yeah, this definitely makes me think of the fact that we'll have that Venus retrograde starting up soon, so that could be sparking this desire on your part to reach back out to this person. But yeah, it definitely looks like some communication from your end. Alright, present energy on their side, we have the Six of Swords, which is Aquarius energy, and the Nine of Wands, which is Sagittarius energy. So usually the Six of Swords energy points to moving to calmer waters, right? So this could just represent them actually, once you come in with communication, it looks like they'll be on board with trying to repair things as well. And then with the Nine of Wands energy here, they might even explain to you that, hey, when you put your focus toward your career, right, it might have triggered an abandonment wound for them, because if we look at the artwork here, we see the two parents, and then we see that child behind the gate there, looking toward their direction, but feeling like they're not included, right? So it could just be one of those things where they might have felt like they were reliving the dynamic from their childhood, right? So it could have just really triggered that wound for them. And maybe now with the time that's passed, they've come to that realization, right? So they might have really taken it personally in the moment because it triggered that wound for them. But now with time, they realize that, oh, okay, really it wasn't that you did anything to them necessarily, but it just reminded them of that old dynamic. And they might have come to that realization that they needed to do some healing around it. All right, future energy on your side, we have the Four of Staves. So Aries energy here, which is your opposite sign of relationships. So yeah, it looks like in the future you guys will actually want to move this into a stable, committed relationship with this person. So definitely looks like a positive outcome there. And future energy on their side, we have the Nine of Cups. So very similar energy there too, as far as being very bright, happy, and celebratory. But yeah, looks like you guys could definitely reconnect, right? Now, looks like you two might not be fully open with each other just because we do see them wearing masks there, but it could just be one of those things where it's like, okay, you're going to gradually get there, but looks like you're both going to be very happy to be reconnecting with each other. So it looks like it's going to progress in a positive manner. So to me, it looks like one of those situations where even if this is a Venus retrograde dynamic that's bringing this person back around, you know, sometimes those transits can lead to a successful reconciliation. So That's how it looks like it's going to play out, at least in this situation. All right. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Five of Staves. So this is the equivalent to the Five of Wands in traditional tarot. And if we look at the artwork here, if I could get it to focus, there we go. Looks like the male figure is smiling, where the feminine figure looks a little bit more serious, right? So it could just be as simple as you might have to establish boundaries, right? Because let's say if you come in with communication, and to be fair, it looks like in the beginning you might come through passionate communication, but if you feel like, okay, this person doesn't seem to take the communication seriously, right? So you might find that they're joking around, things along those lines, but you might have to get to a point where you just have to say to them, hey, hold on, actually, I want to, talk about something serious for a little bit. So it could just be one of those things. I don't feel like it's going to be a big conflict or anything like that. That's more or less how I see the energy playing out here. All right. And bottom of the deck on their side, interestingly enough, also the Five of Wands. Very different artwork here, right? But what stands out to me with this particular Five of Wands is we see the person looking at the multiple people on stage, it looks like there, and then we see the flowers in there behind their back in their hand. So it could just be one of those things where behind it all, they do seem to want established, committed relationship, but at the same time, they could just be a little bit unsettled about where they want to do that. So to me, it looks like the reconnections can actually make it seem like they do want to move the connection forward with you, but this could have been the energy that they were in for a while, right? So one of those things, and maybe it even goes back to, again, like I said, if you guys had a separation, they might have still held on to that desire to move back into a stable commitment, but might not have had a specific person in mind. So they might have just been searching, trying to figure out if there was someone that fit that role for them. But like I said, it looks like you coming back along seems to reestablish the connection between the two of you. All right, moving on to your oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages of Oracle Cards deck here. Just looking for a single card from this deck. Almost had one there. All right, got one there. And next, we'll see what we get from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Same situation as far as I'm going to pull one card from this deck as well. And then we'll just read the messages for both cards and wrap the reading up with that. All right, got one there. So let's see what we got on the Messages of Love Oracle card first. Okay, we have True Love. It says this love is emotional, physical, and unconditional. So yeah, I mean, for the most part, that seems to align with what we have there, right? Like I said, it looks like this person. So once I saw that series of cards on their side, it makes it a little more likely that they might have actually been the ones who left the connection behind because you were focusing on your career a little bit more. And, like I said, it looks like that might have just triggered a wound for them. But yeah, it looks like in the present, you guys are having that positive reconnection where you're being more open with communication with each other. So, and then we see in the future, it looks like very positive energies as well. So, seems like that card aligns there. And then we have a change in the wind from the Wisdom Oracle deck. There's the artwork, and the number is 12. So I think this is going to be quite a different dynamic from here, if I remember the message right. But we'll take a look. All right. The relationship message says relationships go through periods where partners seem out of sync with each other, and stormy emotions and moods threaten to take down the ship. Perhaps someone has a change of heart and leaves. These rough seas offer opportunities for mutual growth, a way for you to understand your own heart better, and to know what you need to truly be happy. Rest assured that whatever is happening now, good will come from it. Take temporary shelter and remove yourself from the drama. The air will clear, and everything will be fresh and new again. This too shall pass. So actually, I stand corrected. This message does seem to align with the overall spread, because to me, when I was talking about that stormy emotions thing, right, that points to the Tower card that we see in the past here, and then like I mentioned, the opportunity for mutual growth, right? So mutual growth, or like I said, it looks like that pointed to this person seeing, hey, I had this unhealed wound, right, that was triggered in the situation, and doing some healing around that. And for you guys, maybe you're like, oh yeah, the most important thing is making sure my career is secure, right? But then maybe through missing this person, that made you realize, okay, maybe that's not everything, right? So that could be what the mutual growth cycle is that you guys went through. So yeah, this seems like it's more or less pointing to what's already taken place and how, hey, now those stormy emotions might have passed, and you guys could get back on the path to getting this connection back on firm ground. So hopefully that resonates with you guys. Wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.